Whoa! What is going on, one and all? Welcome to WHM On-Screen Live. My name is Andrew Jupin, and I'm alongside two dudes who have been watching a shit ton of movies with me the last few weeks, or few days. It feels like weeks. So far, it's only been days. But I'm bringing in Chris Cabin.
Oh, hi. Hello.
Oh, you were just caught up dancing to our rad jazzy ass
I
theme song?
was just having some fun is what I was having. So,
well, it's okay to have fun, buddy. And someone who loves fun. I don't know why I sounded like I was fucking having a stroke there. I assure you.
Well, hey.
Totally. Hang on. I'll just fix it real quick.
Yeah, definitely that will help if that was happening. If something health issue was happening, the beer would help.
Like liquidy, boozy pumpkin pie. Speaking of boozy pumpkin pie, here's Eric Siska.
Hey, we're classing up the film festival, huh?
That's right. I saw some people already asking in the chat about, like, are we going to spoil stuff? And absolutely not. Like, this is, festival coverage. People haven't seen these movies. Think of this as kind of like a more profane but somehow less intoxicated Siskel and Ebert.
I'm going to give away the big twist to the new Sang-soos. I'm sorry.
That's right.
As you know, they always hinge on a big reveal, much like Shyamalan. He is he's a big trickster. So I might be throwing some of those out there for you.
Yeah, dude, in the new movie, Hong gets meta, if you can even believe it.
It was a village in a preserve in Korea.
No, so yes, we have been covering the New York Film Festival, which just kicked off officially this past, what was it, Friday night. I'm like, what day is it? It's Sunday now.
Yes.
Friday night shit kicked off here in the great city of New York, and we've been covering some of the stuff, so we wanted to talk about a little bit of it with you. And we're gonna do these on-screen lives, hopefully much more as we see stuff and so on, but at least for the next 3 weeks you got us here talking new movies and whatnot, man.
Yeah. And it's a lot of the stuff you're going to be seeing around the awards type area. Some of them might even be coming out next year.
So you think some of these are destined for Hollywood's biggest night?
Oh, yeah, indeed, Eric, indeed. They will be seen on the Night of Stars with all of them together again.
It's a great endorsement, though. Yeah, yes. These are big movies. They're big movies.
Let's not forget just the Night of Stars. I mean,
my Lord. When that happens, it's magic.
Hey, look, trademark.
Hey, and so I'll say too, a good chunk of these we've all seen together. Some of us have seen, so some of us may be able to weigh in on some and some may not. Like, we'll get us started off here. Chris Cabin, the new one from Marie Kreutzer, of course, Corsage with the one and only Vicky Krieps. This was something that was on like day one of our screenings, and you'd seen it already. So what's the gist there?
This was the first screening of the festival. You got your first shot of all the regulations and everything. But it's a very long movie that's only worth seeing if you're into Vicky Krieps, I would say. And she's probably going to get nominated. I assume that's the whole plan with this one. But she's very good. It's about the Empress of Austria from late 19th century up until the troubling times, around the really, really bad stuff. Is around when it ends. But it's very what you expect. There's little touches there's little modern touches, like you could see them using press out doors in certain scenes and stuff.
Oh, that's bullshit. You call bullshit on that?
No, it's cool. It's what I mean. It gives it some flavor, which is nice. Where you usually would just get isn't the production design nice and the wardrobe and all this stuff,
right?
Where there's a little something extra there, but it's still mostly just there to support Vicky Krieps' performance, and it's very good. So I can't complain too much.
And I was looking here. Is this not? I thought this was the same woman who directed that Dan Stevens robot movie, but it is not.
No, it is not.
Dan Stevens robot movie.
I'm Your Man.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah,
not too shabby of a motion picture. Should say also a big fan of this movie. Another legendary film critic, Janet Maslin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my good buddy the Maz really dug on it. This movie does have, I didn't put it up, but there's a cool poster of her. It sort of looks like speaking of like modernity and stuff, it looks like a modern like magazine cover with her, and all the text is like, blurbs, and she's giving the fucking finger.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like Vicky Krebs, man. I'm excited to see it. It's out from IFC. Speaking of fucking awards season, man, they are definitely going for it. What is it? 12/23, December 23rd, limited release. So you see limited end of year. Good shot. That's award season fodder.
Oh, absolutely.
And then also another one that I don't think I pulled an image for, so we'll just get into it. That I think, Chris, you and I both saw, the Claire Denis Stars at Noon.
Yeah.
This is a 10/14 from 8/24. They'll do I think it's limited in theaters, and then maybe day and date VOD, or maybe like a small window and then VOD after.
So Stars at Noon is, what is that? The Sun?
That's, I guess, I mean, that would technically be what you're talking about. There is a shot of the stars during the day in one scene,
dude. And then when I saw that shot, I was like, look, it's the Stars at Noon. They made it look like daytime.
Say it, Joe Alwyn. Say the line. Go ahead. Say it's the Stars at Noon.
This is the second film from Claire Denis this year after Both Sides of the Blade. This one is Margaret Qualley and Joe Alwyn. Who I would have sworn was some sort of sword and sandal Game of Thrones motherfucker, but apparently not. He looks like he could fit right into that world.
He's I know him mostly as Taylor Swift's man friend. He's been in other. I think he's one of the boys in The Favorite. I think he's one of them. Yeah. That Emma Stone. I think the guy that Emma Stone is with towards the end is him.
Okay. But yeah, so that movie is Margaret Qualley plays like a pseudo reporter who's stuck in Central America, and she's trying to get out with the help of Joe Alwyn, who may or may not be some sort of CIA something or other. This is like, it did not work for me at all. It's a big like political intrigue kind of thing that I couldn't tell whether or not it was supposed to be intentionally funny. You got a Safdie brother running around. That was kind of all that I had going for it.
I think he's pretty good. I think it's probably more for like diehard Denis people, like people who just like her look and the way she approaches things, because there's stuff to it. I think there's stuff to like. I like Qualley's performance. I know people are kind of on the fence mostly about it. Some people really fucking hate it. I also don't think Joe Alwyn is fine. I don't really have a problem with him. Yeah. But he doesn't exactly excite me, if that was the purpose of this at all.
I certainly hope they're not using him to excite audiences, because Jesus Christ.
Now, I didn't get to see this one, but you guys, what do you think? You doing thumbs up or thumbs down? I think, Andrew, you're doing a little thumbs down on this one.
It's a downer for me.
It's a thumbs to the sideways for me.
Sideways, both sides of the thumb.
Right. This one here, that one.
Creaky hand cabin, man.
Which, I mean, I will say Both Sides of the Blade is great. I would I put much more emphasis on that one as far as Denis releases this year. But if you really like what she does, I think you'll find stuff to like here.
Fair enough, man. So we'll get into the double feature now. Would not be a Hong Sang-soo, or wouldn't be a New York Film Festival, I should say, without a fucking double feature from Hong Sang-soo. If you are unfamiliar with this fella, he's a very talented Korean filmmaker whose movies are quite magical in their own simple way, and at the same time, they're not simple at all sometimes. But dude is very prolific, at least 2 movies a year, which is insane. But here we are, double feature. Now, Chris, you saw the first one, right? You saw Walk Up?
Walk Up, which is his most recent. He just puts them out. Like, he'll probably have one ready to go for Berlin next year, like ready to go. This is now his 4th film that he's also shot himself. He's like been doing all of it on his own, like a lot of the technical work. I really liked Walk Up. There's no zooms. That's the big news.
That's the twist.
That's the big twist of this particular movie is there are no zooms where there would usually be weird zooms everywhere.
Dude loves a good slow zoom, man. Just
Yes.
like in the other motion picture, the Novelist film, which is out October 28th, I believe, from our good folks at Film Movement.
Yes.
Cinema
Guild is going to be putting out Walk Up. I think it's going to be next year, though. I don't have the exact date on me.
So, Eric Siska, if I recall right at the screening, this was your first ever Hong Sang-soo.
That's right, yeah. And I really enjoyed it. I like how it ruminates. I like how, you know, you're just kind of, you go and you get lunch, you know, and that's in the movie. I'm not trying to make fun of it. I've actually enjoyed that kind of slice of life element that it possesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured
that's his mode for sure. Yeah.
I figured you would take to also, it's a movie where someone just is plain spokenly angry at somebody and just like, shut the fuck up, get away from me. I figured Eric Siska would just take to that immediately. Like a fish to water.
Yeah, I mean, this movie, especially, there is a good solid tell-off that happens like right in the middle of the movie, which I was happy about. Someone points out that our boy Hong Sang-soo may indeed be the Korean Takeshi Miike. Yeah, just very different content of the films.
Yes. Oh yeah.
As far as prolific, yeah, totally.
I don't think there's any slicing of nipples in any of Sang-soo pictures. I don't believe so. I would have to go back though.
Yeah, yeah. And just real quick, the movie is about a woman who is indeed a novelist who proposes to an actress friend that she meets to make a short film together. That's literally it, you know, and everything else is we're getting drunk, you know, pounding soju and other assorted alcoholic beverages, talking, going to the movies. You know, it is, like Eric said, very slice of life. So if you're into that stuff, it's right where you want to be. And he's, I think, getting a bigger and bigger following in America. They just had the big retrospective just last year, I think, at Lincoln Center.
Sounds right.
Of all of his stuff, or not. I don't actually remember. I shouldn't say if it was full or not, but certainly a ton of movies of his, if not all of them.
Most of it. I think they might not have had his short stuff, which is a little more difficult to get, but like, yeah, I think they had because I think they just did a new restoration of his first movie, The Day the Pig Fell into the Well.
Good title.
That was part of that. Yeah.
So all 500 of his films were
all 500.
Pig Who Fell into the Well was an interesting one, man. It's about a cop tripping over his shoelaces. I don't know. Here we go. We're getting to a big one now, folks. Here's a big one. You know him, you love him. Luca Guadagnino's new one, Bones and All, with the lovable Timothée Chalamet, but also the star of the show, fucking Taylor Russell, who I think she is just incredible in this motion picture.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
What's really interesting about this movie that I didn't really expect is it's sort of the cannibalism aspect of it is kind of mythologized in a very interesting way. And I think the script's particularly really great.
Yeah. I found myself enjoying this. I had a little problem. We're not going to get into much about
no spoilers here, folks. Remember, save space.
But what happens with Mark Rylance, I will leave it at that. It was not crazy about it in general.
It's a weird performance.
It's a very weird.
Oh my God. Mark Rylance is playing someone weird. Get the fuck out of here.
He plays the big farting giant in this one.
Yes. He's talking slowly, which is very different from most performances by Mark Rylance. But I agree. Taylor Russell is fucking incredible in it, and I like Chalamet. Chalamet is kind of like doing bisexual Bill Paxton in Near Dark, which is great.
Yes. Someone else made a comparison to this movie being like Near Dark with cannibals, and I totally buy it. I mean, it's like a road movie. It's a found family road movie in that way, you know.
The other another sign for Chalamet, he looks he reminded me a lot of Machine Gun Kelly. I
sure,
don't know if
that haircut especially,
and just like the overall like lurching. I mean, he looked very like lanky in this, I guess, more than usual even for him. But yeah, I had fun with this.
I would say, you know, one of the things about it that is interesting, you know, because when they said like, oh, Luca Guadagnino is going to adapt this property that's like this cannibal love story or whatever. And I was like, hey, okay, see you down the road. But I mean, what's amazing is like he dances on the edge of a knife as far as like the horror mixed with like, frankly, quite beautiful drama. I think the relationship between the two of them is so fabulously well acted, and it really gets to the the nitty gritty of like having to leave your family. You know what I mean? That's what it's about, right? It's like she has to leave her family because it's hard to keep her condition a secret and yada yada. That's basically the thrust of the movie. I'll say no more. But yeah, I don't know. I found it really lovely, and it's beautiful. And yeah, also you're watching people eat other people.
It's got everything. It really does. Beautiful landscapes, beautiful bodies. It's a recommend from me.
It's beautiful, chewed up bodies.
It's interesting because I do think like the horror almost doesn't matter in a way, because like so much of it calls back to road movie. Like it's Badlands, Zabriskie Point.
Oh, yep.
There was another one I was thinking of in the middle. I even got like A Perfect World. Clint Eastwood's A Perfect World at one point flashed at me.
You got flashed by Clint Eastwood, dude? Wait, what happened?
Hey, look, that's for another time. That's a Patreon.
Get a good look at this. Let's do a three-way like in my movie, The Mule.
You could be the third lady of the night with me.
Someone asked me about this earlier, so I'll just bring it in here now in relation to Luca. What did we think of the Suspiria remake, and how, someone asked me how it relates to this movie. I mean, that movie is way more of a horror movie, and frankly, it didn't work for me.
Yeah. I think that was like a side of the thumb for me on the Suspiria remake.
Big side of the thumb for me.
Chris too long, creaky thumb. Yeah. Oh, like what are we doing?
Way too long. This one, I at least like the length made sense because like the road movie element of it. Like I liked all the landscapes, but like fake Berlin, 3 different Tilda Swintons. No, thank you.
Yeah, no shit, dude. This I think was way better. Speaking of long movies, though, and speaking of directors, I really like the new one from my man Ruben Ostlund, Triangle of Sadness, folks. Actually, real quick, just so we want to be consistent with everything. Bones and All should say out from UAR, that's United Artists Releasing, 11/23, wide with that one, folks. So such a hilarious joke from our friends at United Artists, because man, catch that movie right before Thanksgiving.
Bring the family. Perfect. Get grandma out there.
Totally. Get munching.
Nice
cannibal eat grandma. Family. Eat grandma.
But anyway, out from Neon Rated, of course, in limited release on October 7th, is the new one from Ruben Ostlund, Triangle of Sadness. You may remember him as the director of The Square and Force Majeure, among other things, but those were his 2 international market breakthroughs.
I love that Force Majeure. This one didn't. To me, this was like Parasite meets Meet the Fockers a little bit. I think it swings, it goes for things. I don't know if it completely sticks the landing. It's got a lot of fun moments, though.
I would have preferred it go more into Meet the Fockers territory, which it clearly wants to do. Like
Barbara Streisand.
Yeah. Oh, hey, if Babs can get in on this, fantastic. But
she's been on a yacht like that for sure.
She owns several of yachts like this. My general response to this movie was, I get it. Like the whole movie, I was just like, I get it. I didn't really take to it. It's very long. I think its message is a little muddled. It looks very good. I will say that about it. It looks fantastic. And when the shit comes, it's fantastic.
When the shit comes, indeed. I think I maybe liked it a little more than you guys did. And actually, I was talking to a colleague at lunch the other day, and I was saying I realized like the farther I get from that movie, I think I'm liking it even more. I was concerned about structurally, there's very much a clear point where I thought the movie ended, and then I realized like, oh shit, now it sounds like we got a lot more movie on our hands here. So in the moment, I feel like that bummed me out, but now that I know all that followed, I think if I watched it again, I'd be like, oh, okay, this is a little better. I mean, yeah, I totally get it. I mean, about like, we get it. I feel like a lot of his stuff is that kind of bashed over the head like that, and you're like, all right, man, we're at like 2 hours and 15 minutes. Like you've made your point, you know.
Yeah, we should also mention that in that film we have the Russian oligarch from 2012. Andrew, you spotted it with your eagle eye for the Ruskies.
Oh yeah.
So now this dude has now, maybe we should look up his name, but this actor has played a Russian billionaire in the soon-to-be art house release Triangle of Sadness, and also the 2011 blockbuster 2012.
Yeah, similar scenarios.
Yeah, actually, that's true. Both with like sinking boats in one way or another.
I feel I should though shout out Harris Dickinson, who's the lead of the film, more or less.
Sure.
He is in a movie called Beach Rats that I love to death.
Oh God, yeah, he's Beach Rat.
Yeah. He's
Oh
the main character in
shit,
Beach Rats.
That guy's Beach Rats.
Oh my God, Andrew, it's Beach Rat.
You see Beach Rat go by?
Remember that time he was fucking making out with that dude at Coney Island? It's Beach Rat. I didn't. Oh wow, he's fantastic then.
Yeah, he's really good. I really like him.
We should name the. I'm trying to look it up, the IMDb page for it here, because the woman who plays, it's basically like the co-lead. She plays Yaya, Charlby Dean, who I thought was also fantastic in the movie. She has sadly passed away.
I
right,
heard about this. Yeah. That's insane.
I mean, Jesus Christ, count every day, man. She was only like 32 or something, but like she's truly great in the movie. The two of them play like a bickering influencer couple. And it's just
good.
Primo like Ostland kind of character, the both of them. So yeah, you know, I would say check that one out. Maybe that's just me. And then so where are we going from here? Oh, we got a few left from the
you guys saw Showing Up. I did not. Yeah. I did not get to see it. I love Kelly Reichardt very much. I can't get enough of her.
I love, everything I've seen from her I loved, but this one didn't really stick with me. I think that might be my own baggage, because it's like whenever I see something about the art world, my mother was an artist, so it kind of like gets it gets into that territory for me. I didn't find it nearly as funny. The guy next to me, he's probably on YouTube. He's probably already reviewed it. This guy, anything that happened in the movie, hysterical laughter. A cat jumping down from a counter. A guy with a bicycle. Why, that's funny.
That's a hoot.
He was laughing throughout. It is a funny movie, but it's not like hysterical laughter funny. It's like, it's like a smirking funny.
It's like, if you're familiar with Kelly Reichardt's films, it's Kelly Reichardt coming as close as I think she's ever come to making a comedy, which is to say, at no point is a Rodney Dangerfield-esque performance happening. There's funny shit in it. Yeah, but like,
you know what? That could have saved the movie for me, maybe.
Oh, hey.
Get him back.
Oh, hey, Michelle Williams. Nice sculpture. Oh, does it come with a bowl of soup? Oh.
Take my sculpture, please.
It is, we should say, the reteaming of the great Michelle Williams with Kelly Reichardt. They've collaborated, of course, a bunch of times. And she plays an art school administrator who the school she works for is run by her mother. But that's just the day gig. She is a sculptor, and she's getting ready to do a show. And she's contending with the world around her, just like every Kelly Reichardt movie.
I found it, it's had its funny moments, but I found it more sad than not.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's totally understandable, because it's still a totally sad movie. But you got shit like the great Andre Benjamin being credited as doing the flute on the score, which I love. He's also in the movie. It's
playing Eric.
Yeah, get him and James LaGrosse playing like Pacific Northwest art school professors, which is truly something. And I was surprised to note, not the only time I would see Andre 3000 in the New York Film Festival this year. But yeah, this is out later, I think this year, probably in limited from A24. But I don't believe they've announced a date yet. I super liked it. She's like one of my favorite living filmmakers now. I'm hard to disappoint when it comes to her.
She's incredible. And just on the tip of like laughing at these movies, I mean, Eric, I I sat next to a cadre of YouTubers for Bones and All because it's a Chalamet movie, so they're going to show up. That's going to get you hits.
Yep.
I know about this. It's happened before, and I cannot tell. Part of the reason I guess that the Rylance performance bothered me so much is because every time, because he does the slow talk like he always does.
You ever eat them? When was the last time you fed?
Anyone hungry around here?
I'm starving.
Every time this guy made a little like noise, like these people were just like.
Oh yeah, it's for the hoots and the hollers, dude, and we had it in our screening too.
It's very bizarre that because it's like these are press screenings; these aren't like general, so it's just weird. It feels performative, but like for who and what and why?
For each other,
because it's for one. It's one-upsmanship, It's like, I'm ironically liking this more than you are for some reason. It's the same thing with people that are like, oh, that Nicole Kidman thing is so awesome at AMC, right? Isn't it awesome? Isn't it great?
I said it was even more awesome than when you said it was awesome.
It's really awesome to ignore. I will admit it. I love not paying attention to it.
As much as Chris, I think you hit the nail on the head with Chalamet looking like Machine Gun Kelly in that movie. Like, he comes out, like, his first appearance on screen was like, you saw fucking Gilbert going on an epic roast rant or something. And I was just like, the boy is just standing there. I don't understand what is so fucking hilarious.
The first time you see, I will say, the first time you see him, he's got a middle-aged dad fedora. That does make him look like a little bit of a silent movie star. He looks like he's about to do the Benny and June bit with the bread bits for a minute there, and I can at least understand that. But just like everybody knows Mark Rylance is going to do weird things. Like, it's even silly for me to get bothered by it. But like, it like, just to be like, every little pause he does, like, I just gotta gasp. I have to tell everybody else how uncomfortable or like weird I think this is.
Precisely.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get that. If it's genuine, if you're really having that much of a good time,
genuine enjoyment, sure. But after like a marathon, you got to be like, all right, you're faking the funk now.
I mean, you're in it. You're in it now. Get used to it.
And this is like, we were, people were like seeing like 3-4 movies a day or whatever, and it's grating when you get a bad audience after all that.
Totally, dude. And that was an end of day screening. It was fucking 7 o'clock. We'd been there since 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, exactly. But any hoozle. So Chris Cabin, there was one that the two of us did not see, but you did. And it's by a doc team that I enjoy. The Humani Corporis Fabrica.
Yes, from the people who brought you Leviathan.
Great
about the shipping, the fishing boats.
Yes.
They do a lot of these. Sweetgrass is another one. I'm just remembering a few off the top. Of course, the notorious Caniba. It's quite a movie.
Look that one up, kids. Caniba, Caniba.
This is not quite as scandalizing as that one is. But it is a very tough. It is it opens calmly with like one of those like very like you get used to in Leviathan, with the very up close camera next to a dog and like kind of moving in and out. But after that, it's all very intense, in close images of surgeries.
Oh man! See, I'm sorry I missed this one. This is one I actually really wanted to see because I wanted to be grossed out, and I wanted to see other people grossed out and see if I can outperform the person next to me and being.
You just start making yourself throw up. You're like, see how much I'm enjoying this.
There was numerous walkouts during this one.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I think when things started getting nailed into spines on screen, it was when people started flooding out the door.
Oof.
Nailed into spines. What are we making, Frankensteins?
So, what are we
screws? Putting in screws and spines to form, a better spine. Is
that a spoiler? Is that the climax?
Yes, I guess.
We start with the kidney removal and we work our way up.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. Surgery. It really works up to that. First is the brain stuff, and then they work into the spine stuff. So spoilers for that, and the disease stuff as well. Sorry.
But it did look fascinating, honestly.
It's if you like that kind of stuff, like
I
just
don't, but yeah.
it
did look fascinating.
The idea of making images like that and like the smearing sense of it, like the almost impressionistic way that it looks, it is pretty incredible, but it is certainly not for everybody.
And that's from our good friends at Grasshopper Film, and that company does some interesting ass shit. I was looking to see if they had a date for it yet, but I don't see it on their website.
Bet you it's next year. I think they already have their fall lineup pretty secured in.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll probably check it out, probably on an empty stomach, you know what I mean?
Oh, sure. Smart move. Yep.
I learned my lesson from that Kaniba, man. I was in there with a fucking half a sandwich, and that was a huge problem.
That'll be a problem for you.
And then real quick, just to mention one that oddly only I saw due to various commute issues and whatnot. Goddamn people. On trains and in hotels and whatnot, but the opening night film, the new one from Noah Baumbach, White Noise, which is the adaptation of the Don DeLillo book, and that's it's Netflix, and it's out actually in theaters in limited release November 25th, and then it's going on the platform the end of December sometime. The platform being the Netflix platform. So if you're a big fan of that book, which I was not. I read it, but I think
I do. I really like it.
You like the book?
Okay, I really like the book.
Yeah, I read it once a while back, but you got Adam Driver, Greta Gerwig, Don Cheadle in this movie. Ton of great actors, not just Noah Baumbach stable people, but those guys are around too, including who's back. I can't remember his name right now, but in a tiny role, the guy who is in Kicking and Screaming, who's Ramon the pool boy on Seinfeld.
Oh, funny. Yeah.
That guy, he's back in a Noah Baumbach movie. I can't think of his name.
That's good for him.
Oh, him. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forget his name. Yeah, I'm completely blanking.
But basically, just if you haven't read the book, you know what it's about. Long story short, there is an airborne toxic event, they call it, that happens. Basically, a chemical train derails and there's an explosion and a town has to evacuate. And it's about this family getting out of the town and then coming back, and the way the adults deal with like their fear of death in different ways and stuff. But really great performances from everybody in the family, including two of the children who are, I learned, both the son and daughter of Alessandro Nivolo, that actor. You know him? Yeah. Like his two kids are two of the kids in the movie. They're fucking great. And you got another college professor performance from fucking Andre Benjamin in this movie.
Oh my God.
It's so strange.
Wait. Connected universe? What are we thinking? Maybe this is a few years prior to showing up. Oh, is this a period?
Yeah, it takes place in like 88, I think.
Oh, okay. So I guess his father.
There you exactly.
Of course. Yeah. They should have gotten Big Boy to also play a professor. I think.
Oh, that'd be great. Big Boy could have walked in with he's got fucking owls now. That's his thing.
Yes. He seems to be very into owls right now, which is great,
dude. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I learned that Big Boy loves like big wild owls or whatever, and Andre 3000 plays the fucking flute, which is very cool. He doesn't do it in this movie either, but he does a little bit of dancing in an incredible credit sequence in the movie, which I'll say no more about, other than it's my new favorite LCD sound system music video is the closing credits of that movie.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking. I've liked Don DeLillo adaptation. Cosmopolis is the other one, and I love that movie, so I've been really looking forward to this.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's for fans of Noah Baumbach, you'll definitely like it. And actually, I think it's a movie that people who might not be hip to Baumbach's movies might also enjoy, because it's very un-Baumbach in a lot of ways. I mean, it's his biggest movie, budget-wise and scope-wise and everything. But yeah,
when are we going to get the adaptation of Libra, right?
Oh, man.
His Oswald book.
Totally. I think we could do that into a TV series, though. Is it super long?
I don't know. I don't think it's that long. I tried to get through it once. I actually never completed it, but one day, huh?
Yeah, totally.
I hear great things.
Yeah. So that is it for this first week of New York Film Festival coverage. We got more weeks to come. There are screenings happening literally in just a few hours. We'll be back at the Walter Reed watching Tar. Which is going to be great. Tilda Swinton, of course. I'm just blanking on her
so
name.
next week we'll have Tar. We'll have Master Gardener to talk about, and a bunch of other movies.
Yeah, totally. And we want to start ending these new on-screen lives with some in-theater and streaming recs. So a couple things out right now that we think you should catch. Eric, you had a good one. If you want to take that away.
Oh, yes. Okay, I'll take it. Barbarian, obviously. I think everyone in this room shares that opinion that it's a fucking really good movie. Going cold. And just let it take you, man.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Don't try to figure it out from the beginning. You won't be able to. It's gonna take a twist for you.
Totally. Real quick, in from the chat, Ryan helps us out here. Carlos Jacot is the pool guy. Ramon, the pool guy from Seinfeld, and in some Noah Baumbach movies. Chris Cabin, what's in theaters that you would maybe-ish or maybe not recommend? What do you got going on?
We were talking at the back. Yeah, I saw Smile, and I can say, like, if you're in the movie for a horror movie, I think you should go see this movie. I think it's got the things that you want from a horror movie. It's got good atmosphere. There's a couple good kills. There's a couple very eerie moments. It didn't completely come together for me at the end, and I kind of wanted one or two more big kills. But I think it's effective. It's very effective.
So your review is not a frown, though, right?
No. It's
ooh. Hey, how is little Kevin Bacon, Kira Sedgwick? The star of the film is the offspring of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. She's good. She anchors it very well.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a lot of actors' kids become actors. Isn't that something?
Yeah,
it's fucking weird, man.
She's from Mayor of Easttown, right? That's where I know her. She's the
yes, the mother. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And she was great in that, so that's why I was excited for this. And also, it looks fucked up. I don't know. I'm gonna see it. One that I saw today that I would totally recommend was Bros. Chelsea and I caught that this morning. It's fucking hilarious, and it's like really heartfelt. And I gotta say, totally fascinating to see a completely different side of Billy Eichner, because the only other time I've seen him do non-Billy on the street stuff, it always seemed like they were basically asking him to do Billy on the street. Like his character on Parks and Rec was just it
was just
like that.
It was just a yelling persona.
Yeah, exactly. And I gotta tell you, he's got fucking chops, man. He was really good in the movie. Everybody's really funny. I fucking actually, Chelsea will confirm this if asked. I fucking pumped my fist in the air when Harvey Firestein walked on screen.
Well, you
I was
gotta.
like, yeah,
that's actually awesome. I gotta see Bros now.
As a friendly Airbnb owner, yeah.
It's a law in New York now that you have to pump your fist if Harvey Firestein. If you walk by him on the street, you just do it. It's just what you got to do now.
Yeah.
You know what? I really like Nicholas Stoller, so I'm glad that he's doing stuff again. And I know Eichner was on his Netflix show, Friends from College. He was pretty good on that.
Oh, okay.
Nicholas Stoller, also one of the few people who didn't curse me out in a personal letter while I was a critic, but said nice things to me.
Really?
Very, very rare happening. Usually I was being cursed out.
Correspondence
he said something
with
very
the
nice.
stars. Nice.
What was that for Sarah Marshall?
No, for Friends from College.
I
like this show quite a bit.
That's awesome. And just a quick streaming rec. It's out right now, folks. Fucking Confess Fletch. Let's do it, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Woo! Let's do it.
We gotta bring comedies back, and this one is good. It's really good. It's not like I don't know. It's not Apatow.
No, well, I mean, it is kind of funny that this is the director of Superbad. Like, you would think that would have been a carte blanche to make whatever you like for the rest of your life. But no, he's got to do a very, very good comedy that is getting, I don't think, enough release. I don't think people are pumping it enough. I would like to see it.
Yeah.
I really, really like this movie.
Yeah. Someone says in the chat that Bros was very Apatow. I mean, I could see it. I mean, he was a producer on it, so a little, but it completely lacks any of that like extended improv riffing shit, which I just cannot stand. So it's a tight movie. It's just under 2, so again, not very Apatow in that way also. But yeah, I mean, shit like Confess Fletch, Bros, like comedies in theaters, folks. That's why like we're recommending this shit. I know Confess Fletch got the Shaft there and is not in theaters anymore, but like go see Bros in theaters, support comedies, support a comedy like that also, not for nothing. Entirely LGBTQ plus crew and cast and everything. It was a top to bottom fucking fun time at the movies, man. And sometimes, that's what we're here for. It's not all fucking close-up surgery documentaries.
Not all the time.
They should add a laugh track to that movie, right, Chris?
Yeah. Oh man, just some big claps, some boyoyoyoings.
A couple of woos.
Let's mic the audience from Bones and All and Showing Up and put it in over that documentary.
Holy shit. That is the fucking fan edit that I am here for, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so that's going to wrap up this first edition of the brand new On-Screen Live. Thanks for kicking back with us this afternoon. And of course, spread the word. If you can't make these as they stream, they're going to sit on our YouTube channel. And also, if you subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/WeHateMovies at the $5 level and up, we're going to turn these episodes around and put them on there for y'all there, with no YouTube commercials.
And while we have you all, if you enjoy us, come see us on tour. October 27th, we'll be in Toronto at the Royal Theatre talking about Saw 4.
Hell yeah.
Play a game. November 14th, we'll be in Denver, Colorado talking war games at Comedy Works. Yes, Professor Falcon, would you like to play thermonuclear war? We'll see if the world is still around for this show to take place, but you're going to want tickets either way.
Professor Falcon, you shouldn't be drunk driving in Ireland.
On November 15th, we'll be in Salt Lake City, Utah, talking Fatal Attraction at Wise Guys. You're going to want to see that. It's going to get gross. We're going to get arrested probably by the Utah. I don't know. Do they even have sheriffs? Is there some? Do they have fancy names for them out there?
Mormonites. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mormonites? I don't know.
The Mormon Guard, like the Mormon Guard.
They call them the Royal Guard out there.
Yeah, the Royal Guard is going to arrest us on stage for talking about Michael Douglas getting fucked.
Yeah, it's another one of my fuckter pieces. Yeah, I'm a legend.
And closing out, we'll be at in Phoenix, Arizona, November 17th, talking Universal Soldier at CB Live. I'm excited to revisit that movie. It's a lot of fun.
It's been a while for me for that one. I can't wait to see JCVD getting it going again. And it's him and Lundgren together. Correct?
Yes, and he's an undead soldier who has to sit in a bathtub in order to not decay, which is awesome.
That's how I got to go through my life, man. So,
right after the film festival screenings, we went right into our ice baths just to keep us on going for this next few weeks. We're doing these
because you don't want to be rotting, smelling in the theater. That's the other thing, by the way. Just want to encourage. We're going back to the movies, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just remember that we need to be bathing before we're going to these places. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm. No. And not falling asleep either.
Yeah, no snoring. Let's stop that, please.
This is very totalitarian. I don't believe in this. If you want to stink, if you want to smell like shit in the movie theater, you go right ahead. But I always say, hey, a shower does make you a brand new person. But you know what? If you can't get to it, you can't get to it. I'm not going to put that on you.
Fair enough. All right, so be sure to tune in 5 p.m. next Sunday, folks, for another edition of WHM On-Screen Live. Until then, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Eric Siska.
Chris Gabin.
Take it easy. Have a good night, folks. Bye-bye.